We've built something totally different from the typical AI writing tools that you're used to. This isn't just another ChatGPT wrapper. Oh no. Our AI writer agent actually thinks like an SEO, writes like a human. It doesn't regurgitate what's already put out there. It researches live search engine results, pulls real insights from places like Reddit and Quora, and it even lets you upload your own knowledge. So, transcripts, notes, PDFs, anything that you have. So, the content actually reflects your expertise. You're not just prompting an AI, you're working with one. Let me show you how it works. So when you jump into the tool, you'll see it as a new option here in the writing assistant. Or the other place you can find it is if you were in one of the clustering reports, if you've say pulled all your keywords from another keyword research tool and dumped them into our tool to group them into these clusters, you're in the clustering report, you can come in here and actually send it directly to the AI writer agent here. So you just click that and you can write it from here. Now, unlike ChatGPT wrappers or other AI writing tools, we're going to research the live search results of wherever you are. So put in your location and language of the country you want this article to rank in, I guess the main country you want it to rank in. And then you want to choose your point of view. So depending on how you want this written, so if it's trying to demonstrate real worldly experience that you have, we suggest writing in the first person. So it's like, I would recommend you do this and that kind of thing. If it's a general guide going on a like B2B website, it might be on second person. Third person is probably something you're rarely going to use. It's maybe talking about it from some other point of view. So you probably stick to these two. I'm going to put it in second person because it's going to be like, if you go to the theater and it's warm, we suggest wearing shorts and t-shirts. Like I said, if you did it in first, it's like when I go to the theater, I get too hot. So depending on what angle you want, it could be like a really nice touch to put it in first person. But I'm going to have second person for this. Now, at the moment, you can't change your article length because we are already going to determine what that should be. Maybe in the future, we'll open that up, but right now, you can't change it. Now, the super powerful thing you can do with Keyword Insights AI Writer Agent is add your own insights. Now, this is super important for adding your own expertise and injecting that into the article. So just as an example, I've just added these. In the summer, the old theaters don't have air conditioning, so wear something light and don't wear a big hat because it's going to annoy people behind you. Of course, if you're a subject matter expert, you should put in your own things. If you're not, I think best practice is going to interview someone who is, maybe just for 2 or 3 minutes, getting some key points. And if you don't have an expert on hand that you can interview, then maybe just go to YouTube, type in what to wear at the theater or whatever your keyword is, find an expert, get the URL of the video, and then pop it into a YouTube transcript creator. And then what you're going to do is take that transcript and then maybe feed it through ChatGPT just to make it shorter because you've only got a certain amount of words you can upload here, and then dump that in. And that way you're at least getting insights from an expert that the content maybe isn't online for. So really cool way you can weave expert opinions into your guide. And once you've done all that, you're just going to click Auto Write Article. Now, because our process is actually quite data-led, we actually go and do the research and we're feeding in your own insights, it will take about 20 to 30 minutes. This isn't a quick 20-second job like ChatGPT can do, and you don't want it to be. So I'm going to leave this running and I'll pop back as soon as it's finished. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes and our project's ready. Time saved 13 hours, so that's fantastic. Here is the article now it's finished. So what to wear at the theatre, a comprehensive guide. And we're in our writing editor. And if you've played around on our original writing assistant, which is still an option, by the way, if you just want to use it without auto-generating the whole article, you'll notice that there's loads of little AI things you can use to help you write or rephrase this article quickly. So, for example, we can do more research. So in the research tab, we actually give you all of the ranking URLs and you can see what headings they're using, just in case you want to come around and see if there's anything we're missing. We also give you a writing tab where you can use our AI chat assistant to reword anything. So maybe this is a bit long. You could just, I don't know, copy it and say, write this shorter, and then hit go. And you'll see that we've just made it a little bit shorter for you. And you can, I guess, replace that if you wanted to. We can highlight that and get rid of it. So use our AI chat assistant to reword some of these. You might want to reword it in a different tone of voice. That's cool. There's some pre-built suggestions here if you want to do any of them. But largely speaking, if I just scan down, you'll see a really well-written article. And I don't need to go through it here, but some of those key points, some of those insights that I fed in, we've said, if we scan down, seasonal considerations for London theatre. So in summer, because remember that expert knowledge we filled in from our own knowledge, London's historic theatres offer magnificent cultural experience, but their architecture comes with temperature challenges. It's often hot theatres in London that lack air conditioning. So we're saying that there, and then we've brought in some insights to do with it. So that was an original insight I fed into this. If I keep scrolling down, we'll have something else. So do you remember the other insight I gave it was don't wear a hat because it might annoy people behind you. So you can see here, it says remove hats before the performance begins. So that wide hat might complete your outfit, but it'll obstruct the view of people behind you. So it's used my actual insights to feed into this really amazing article, as well as pulling from all of the top results here and all the headings and what they have, as well as pulling from questions and they have on Quora. People also ask. We've brought all of this in to make this really good article. We've optimized the metadata already, and this is the final part of our tool in the optimize tab. Again, if you're used to using our old writing assistant, your goal was to write this and get an A. But because we are using our own AI writing agent, we're going to try and optimize it for you to get an A. Sometimes you might run it and get a B. And all you have to do is jump in here and see what optimizations you need. So the first thing to note is that it's basically covered all the important topics and it's got the important keywords in the right places. So if you jump into topics, we can look at this. So we can see we've included suit, we've included coat. We haven't mentioned musicals, so we might want to mention that and just get our, like, if you want to, you can just put that in. I'm just going to dump it here. It's not how you would write it, obviously, but our goal is to get all these. So these topics are being pulled from the top 20 results. So we want to make sure we're as topically relevant as all of them. And if you want to see how they're using it, you could click on this and see where our competitors have mentioned dress code. Or you can click on this and actually get a heat map of all the topics and all the top ranking results and see how often things are used. And so you want to make sure you're including some of these more important topics. If I keep scanning down, to be honest, our AI writing agent would have got the most important ones, but you can still make it better. As you'd expect with any writing assistant, you can add new images, you can bold and underline text. And if you're writing and you think, oh, actually, let's talk about visiting fringe festivals. Like maybe we want to write a whole article on that. I could actually click on create new article and then send that to the writing assistant and start writing the next one already. So there you have it. This isn't just another AI writer spitting out the same stuff in 30 seconds. It takes 20 minutes. And that's because it actually researches live data, uses your own insights, and creates something original and accurate. If you care about quality, not just speed, try it now and see the difference.